Having understood the function of a leverage buyout, now let us understand what makes a good leverage buyout candidate, or what is a good LBO. The first thing which we talk about is a clean balance sheet with little or no debt. What does this mean is that a company which has no debt or has little debt becomes a good LBO candidate, as the acquirer company has the greater ability to take on additional leverage. So for example, if my current company has zero debt, then the acquirer has the ability to take a huge debt. But if the current company itself has, say, 30% debt, then the ability of the acquirer to take additional debt reduces. Hence, you would require a company to have little or no debt. The second point is having a steady and predictable cash flow. As we have studied in the functioning of a leverage buyout, we know that in order for an LBO to function, we would require the cash flow to be positive and to be used to pay off the debt. Which is why a company should have a steady and a predictable cash flow, such that this can be used to pay off the debt taken at the entry level. Strong and defensible market position. In order to generate a positive and a predictable cash flow, something which is inherently required is a strong and a defensible market position. So a company should be at a stage where it has established itself and has a defensible market position, and hence there is no risk of EBITDA corrosion or no risk of the company going down. As with any acquisitions, the management team plays a very important role, so they have the ability to run the company in a proper manner and generate positive cash flow. And hence, the management teams becomes very important. Diversifiable assets. This is a new concept which we are introducing over here. Diversifiable asset is nothing but a company having non-core or not required asset. So if a company has assets which are on the book but which are not required, such assets can be sold off and monetized to pay off the debt. For example, a company having regional offices across many cities in a country, whereas the same work can be functioned by having only a centralized office. In such case, the financial buyer or the acquirer would try to cut down this cost and would use this money to pay off the debt. This is what is meant by a diversifiable asset. Potential for cost reduction. Again, the entire concept remains the same. As we reduce the cost, we can save more cash. And if we save more cash, this can be used to pay off the debt. And hence there should be a potential in a company to reduce cost so that it becomes easy to pay down the debt. Viable exit opportunity. Again, this is very subjective, but yes, very important. So a sector which does not have many restrictions is an ideally preferable sector. So for example, if I'm dealing with in a defense sector, then an LBO in a defense sector would be very difficult, and there would be stringent norms which would require only certain players to enter that sector. And hence, exit for the current player becomes a little difficult. And hence, we would want a sector where there is no restriction, and hence exit should be easy.